welcome to Achieve with Carolina Live. I'm Carolina Romaniuk. Thanks, babe. Your child and family sleep specialist, and tonight is our talk. So every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I do a little chit chat on Facebook Live, talking about different topics, usually based on your most pressing parental questions about your baby and their sleep. And if you have any questions that are regarding towards the topic, I would love to hear from you. If you are watching the replay, I love you. Hey Angelica, thanks for watching. So if you are watching the replay, thank you so much. Make sure to, if you have any comments, comment, and then I'll be highlighted and then I'll know to respond to you. So tonight we have something really interesting what we're going to be chatting about as always. Hi Sujata. I'm just going to be turning on my music because, as you know, the last couple of days I am obsessed with Robert Mendoza. So I can't get enough of his music. So I just like to keep it in the background. It just sounds nice. So tonight we're going to be chatting about rewards and, toddlers. Obviously this isn't going to really work out for infants or, little ones. You want to start working on factors like this with toddlers. And one of the main questions that I usually get from parents is a reward system. So for an example, let's say your little one is already in a big bed, or you are thinking of putting them into a big bed. How are you going to do that, right? So one of the things that I usually get asked is, well, Carolina, what about a sticker chart? What about a rewards chart? What about blah, 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 blah. So, there are different schools of thought on that, but I have, spoken to a lot. Let me kind of close this a little because there's like a gleam in my glasses and it's kind of bugging me. So I've spoken to some of the top behavioral therapists in New York. And, we've had discussions based on this, on if children deserve or if they need a reward chart or reward system for accomplishing a certain task. Like they have like chore charts and then at the end they'll get a reward, like a candy or something like that. So it kind of keeps them on their toes. But there are schools of thought that are saying that, you are creating kind of like a social nincompoop, if that's a term. But I'm going to kind of go into that in a couple of minutes. So I want to know from you. We're going to wait a few. You guys know the drill by now. I want to wait until a couple more people join on. And let's listen to a little bit of the music. Let me know if you guys like it. And do you have any type of reward systems for your little one? Do you have toddlers right now? And are you thinking of using maybe a sticker chart? Or are you thinking of using some sort of a reward chart? If you are, let me know what you are planning on using. And let's, chat about it a little before I start going into the reason why I'm so against sticker charts. So let me know. Type it in the comments. Go ahead. I don't bite. You like my cup? It says, you can't really read it, but it says, I love sleep. Teach my kid how. And this one says Z's on it. My favorite cup. So I guess, hey Larissa. So I'm assuming that no one here is looking into a reward system. So Larissa, we're just to catch you up, and whoever else is signing on right now, is we are going to be talking about why I am against sticker charts. And if you are planning on using them for your little one, let me know. I want to know which ones, what kind, what is your notion behind that? Why do you want to utilize sticker charts? So let's kind of talk a little bit about that before we go into the reasons and why some of these behavioral therapists that I've worked with, why they are not for it, and kind of like, why they say that they're just not good for behavioral features. Hey Kate, so let me know. or you can just sit and watch me sip my tea. Okay, so I guess, you know, not getting that much comments today. I don't know if you guys, if I put you to sleep or what's going on, but I guess let me start chatting and then it'll open up more of the dialogue for you. So why am I against sticker charts, right? So, you know, the first thing that you usually hear is, especially if you are typing in like a mommy forum, or if you're looking on Google on how to get your little one sleeping, or hey Colleen, you said that you've used sticker charts but mostly not for connected to a reward. My kids seem motivated by a smile or a sticker, and usually once they are in the habit, the chart fades out. So that's awesome, Colleen. Usually that's not the case. It does work for some kids, but most of the time I have found that at a certain point, children will start to say, well, what's in it for me? So we're going to kind of go into that in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to really go over like a couple of key pointers at first. And, you know, one of the most common predicaments that parents face is how to get their kids to do what they are asked. So for an example, you know, cleaning their room, brushing their teeth, putting on their clothes, going to sleep. And one common question that parents ask me is how can they achieve those goals to get their kids to do what they are asking them to do? And, you know, most commonly people would usually say, you know, I think I need to put in a reward system. Most cases it doesn't work. It might work temporarily, but then what I have noticed is that children are incredibly smart and they start to wean away from that relatively quickly, and then they start looking for bigger and shinier objects that maybe when they were little, a nice sticker would do the work, or some kids don't like stickers and they like stamps, that might do the work, and then when they get a little bit older, that doesn't help anymore, and then they want something shinier, they want a bigger object, and then after a certain point they start telling you, you know, well, now what do I get in return if I do this for you? And, you know, you kind of get to that point that you figure, okay, there's nothing in it for you except for the fact of gratitude that you get to do this. And for an example, you know, cleaning your room, that you get to you know, experience a nice clean room. So sticker charts is one of the most common pieces that I usually hear, and that's why I wanted to talk about this in today's video. So, you know, like I was mentioning, that one of the main questions is, what's in it for me? And that's where kids usually go towards, and that's what a lot of the behavioral therapists that I have been talking to, that's what they start to kind of focus on, is that children, you know, they get used to these props, to these objects that help them to understand, okay, if I do this, I accomplish this task, I get some sort of a reward. But what I'm going to talk about right now are two factors that really need to be thought about before even implementing any type of a reward system. So just a sticker chart is just like one example. So the first things first is that you want to teach your children that they are important members of society, right? That your family cannot run the same without them, and that they are more valuable to that your family cannot run the same without them, and it's more valuable to them than any sticker or reward chart. So having your children understand that they don't need an object or something to define their capacity or importance within, you know, like a sector, that they need to have more as in an understanding and a value, that what they're doing is helping the family, it's helping other people, it's making it easier for others and for themselves. That in its own, that creation of building memories, building a bond, is more important than a reward chart. So for an example, I'm not even going to put kids in the factor of this. Let's say, you know, a stay-at-home mom, right? So she has to, you know, do the laundry, cook, clean, take care of her family, take care of herself, take care of, you know, her husband, do the grocery shopping, like all that stuff. So she's not going to get a sticker chart. She's not going to get diamond jewelry at the end of the day of her, you know, accomplishing all her goals, all not her goals, but everything that she needs to do within that day. What she's going to get is satisfaction that she is contributing to her family, to making sure that, you know, everyone has a healthy meal, that she eats healthy as well, that there are clean clothes, that the home is nice and clean. So being a part of the family, contributing to the family, is a reward in its own. So in regards to sleep, that if your little one is sleeping, they are contributing not just to themselves, but they're contributing to the family, that everyone else is getting a good night's sleep, and that they all have energy then the following day to spend time together, that they can create memorable memories for you know, for that. So the second aspect is providing rules and boundaries is one way to show them this, is to show them this way that they are members of, you know, society, that they are important family, that they are important unit in the family. So creating boundaries and creating rules, guidelines, things that they know that what they can do and what they cannot do, to create that intense bond and just, you know, a completeness for the whole family as a whole. So this is more important than offering any type of a band-aid, such as a sticker chart, a reward chart, you know, using stamps or anything else like that. So we need to learn that the value lies and the reward lies in the right behavior and action in itself, and not in an object. So let me kind of repeat that again. I wrote this down because it was so important when I heard this, that we need to learn that the value and reward lies in the right behavior and action itself, and not in an object. So I hope that kind of resonates with you guys, that we want to make sure that the action itself, what your child is doing at that point in time, so if it's brushing their teeth, if it's cleaning their room, if it's putting away their toys, if it's staying in bed for the entire night, if it's maybe calling out only one time, you know, reading a book by themselves, some sort of an action by itself with a right behavior, you know, making sure that they're not having complete tantrums, or they're not bugging out at you for no apparent reason, that they're not screaming, that they're not, you know, things like that, that it's a proper right behavior. That we need to learn that the value and reward lies, again, in the right behavior and the action itself, and not in an object. So that is really important to understand that. And at that point, you are not only creating a wonderful person at that point without providing them, you know, monetary or any type of an object as a reward, you are at that point creating a lasting memory for them, and having them understand that, yeah, I don't need a prop or an object to tell me that I am, you know, worth it, or I need, this is how I achieve my goals. They would understand this by contributing and being a person that helps the family as a whole, that we are a family, that we are a unit, and I don't need to have objects to help me understand that. So I hope that I hope this made sense, and why I am so against sticker charts, because they really isolate the capacity in what we are trying to instill in our children. That they are not, yeah, that we are individuals, but at the same time we work together. And if you are providing reward systems, you're kind of leaning away from that. At least that is one school of thought, that they become kind of not necessarily not social, but more is in thinking about themselves and not about others. And really, it starts at the groundwork when they are little, in understanding that, okay, if I do a sticker chart or if I do a reward chart, at the end of that time frame, I get a prize. But what happens if they don't get that prize? You don't want them to think that, oh my God, I'm not worth it, or oh my God, that, I can't achieve it, or, something along those lines. They need to feel as though that they have accomplished something. Okay, now I can celebrate it, that I've accomplished this and helped and was a part of the family, that it's not just myself, but now I'm kind of continuing onto the next step with it. So that is what I wanted to chat tonight. And tomorrow, if you remember, it is March 8th, and that's International Women's Day. So I have something special that I want to chat tomorrow about. And I'm going to be also doing a meditation, another one, because I did that one last week and it went quite well with you guys. So I'm going to leave you off tomorrow for the rest of the week with an awesome meditation and some other stuff. So let me see who has some awesome questions. Esther, that's waiting. That's what's waiting for you. Well, I hope that this video kind of helped you on that. Diana says, oh, you need my help? Oh, I'd love to help you, Diana. So your 4-month-old cannot sleep unless she's swaddled, and I read that's not good for them because they do not have freedom while sleeping. Yes, so this is way off of our topic, what we're chatting about tonight, Diana, but in general, just to answer your question, once they start moving a little bit more, like if they're planning on rolling over, then you need to take them out of the swaddle. If they're not, then they're okay to do that. Usually by 4.5 to 5 months, you want to eliminate the swaddle to protect them for safetyness on that part. Hey, Jonathan. Thanks, Anna, for sharing. Angelic says, I'm not at that phase yet, but don't schools use the sticker chart for younger grades? How do you then tell the child it's not a good thing? No, you don't tell the child that it's not a good thing. Yeah, schools, they do that because, like I mentioned, there's so many different schools of thought on this, but it was just a conversation that was brought up between over lunch, me and like a couple of behavioral therapists. Yeah, I'm kind of a geek. I like doing that during lunch breaks. I talk to lots of other experts in different fields, and I want to learn as much as I can to help you parents out about it. But yeah, schools, they offer, sticker charts. They do, what do they do in my kids' school I saw? If you clean your table, you get like a little gold star, or they have this thing, it's called like dojo, that they monitor how well your child behaves and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily agree with it, but what am I going to do? I teach them what I want to instill at home, and that is where the foundation starts. It starts at your house. It starts in your home. It starts with your family. Anything outside of that is just an additive, and it's not necessarily bad. You shouldn't take all of this into, oh my God, anything that's a object of reward is horrific and it should never be implemented, or my son or daughter is just going to be completely, run amok. It's don't take it to that extent. This is just one school of thought. You can take this like as a grain of salt, some people do, or just make sure that in your household that you are providing the proper tools to instill a healthy behavior for your little one, and making sure that whatever your parental philosophy is between you and your husband and your household, that you have a plan on how you're going to achieve that. And that's really it. Just stick to that. Don't go bonkers on anything else. Thanks, John. So any more questions? Let's see what time it is. Oh, cool. We're doing good timing tonight. So if you liked this video, please share it. You can share it right below. Oh, you like my nails? I changed the color today. So let's see. I don't have anything else. I really wanted to just kind of talk more about this, and then I wondered if you guys had any questions tonight, but I guess not. I was pretty thorough. So if you do have any questions that do come up after the video is finished, let me know. You can type it in, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow night. So 10 o'clock sharp tomorrow, and make sure if there are any husbands watching this video, treat your wives like queens every day, but tomorrow especially. Love you. Bye.